Hey, what's up? This is Chris from Three Doors Down, and you are listening to Collision with Cat Unwrapped.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So, you joined Three Doors Down not long after they started and before people really knew who they were, didn't you?
Yes. I joined in 1996.
Yeah. So, I want to ask, Three Doors Down is an intriguing name, and you probably weren't there when the name was actually gotten, but I'm wondering if you can tell me where it came from.
It came off the side of a building. That had moved. The business had moved 3 doors down, so he spray painted on the side of it that I had moved 3 doors down, and that's where it came from.
All right, and just caught their attention.
Yes.
All right. Well, can I ask then, because you guys, your first single was massive around the world. How did that feel when you were a new band and your first single is I know it got played to death over here.
It's a great feeling. That's what you dream of, you know what I mean? So when that happens, of course it feels good. There's really no other way to describe it. It's just, it's like a roller coaster ride, that just never ends.
Yeah. And I guess that, it does always give you a head start in the music industry in a way, but then do you find yourself for a while sort of chasing that again and then you have to sort of deal with that and get over it, or how have you run since then?
Well, I don't think you ever try to chase it again. I think it, just everything changes, so like after you have the first song and the first kind of hit or whatever, you basically, your career just it just becomes what it becomes, and you don't really feel it the same way anymore. So the newness wears off and it becomes something else, but it's still really cool and really fun, but you don't ever really get that feeling again.
So it sort of becomes a really cool and fun sort of job, I guess, like any other job in a way.
Yeah.
Right. So did you know when you were young that you wanted to be in a professional touring band?
Yeah. That's the only thing I ever really dreamed of.
Do you know where that came from? Is it something like, did you have a parent that was in a band, or?
Well, my mother was a professional musician, and so was my brother, so I always had someone, practicing or working on something. There was always somebody in the house, and they both, were, like I said, they got paid. My mom played she was a church organist, and my brother's been a professional musician since he was 15 years old. So, I understood that it was a possibility, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Your phone's actually gone a little bit quieter then when you were talking.
Yeah, I'm driving. I'm sorry. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon where I'm at, so I'm trying to, trying to do my day-to-day stuff as well as interviews.
Right. Which, is probably second nature to you nowadays anyway.
Yeah, you got to, especially when you're doing them overseas, you just got to kind of do them when they come.
Yeah. Well, since, was it 2012, since Chet joined the band, you guys have been swapping duties on rhythm and lead guitars. How did that come about?
I don't know. Nothing changed. He just took Matt's parts and I stayed with my parts. There was no really swapping of any duties. It's always been that way. I don't know where that came from, where, I don't know. Like he replaced Matt, so he started playing Matt's parts, and I kept my parts all stayed the same. That's kind of how, we really never talked about who's going to play what and who's going to do what and who's going to take extra duty. It was just like, nah, this is your job. You do that and I'll do my job. That's kind of how it was. He was a guitar tech for years, so he already kind of knew, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Did having Chet there, did that change the way that Us and the Night was written in the band?
No, no, not at all.
Right. Can I ask how the writing happens? Do you guys sit down, get off the road and write, or do you write while you're all doing your day-to-day life and then come together and put it together? How does it happen?
Everybody gets together in a room and kind of bounces ideas off each other. Kind of how, some people write their respective parts, some people write, whole songs. There's no really set way. It just kind of is what it is.
Right. Can I ask, I know this is going to be a hard question, but do you have a personal favourite song off the new album, Us and the Night?
Still Alive is my favourite song, I think. At the moment, they change from time to time.
Yeah. Is that partly because of what it's like to play them live?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Right. And, then I guess the important question is, have you guys ever toured Australia?
Yeah, we've been there 3 times.
All right. So are we going to be seeing you again soon?
Oh, we hope so. You know, I mean, it's a little early in this record cycle to know when, but we always plan to come. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But hopefully, at the end of this year, we'll get over that way.
Can I ask, like, being in a professional band, and I mean, I guess like Three Doors Down, you've probably got the best of both worlds in a way, because everyone knows your name, but then you still get to go out and do shopping without, you know, having fans coming up to you on the street all the time. But what's it like living a normal sort of existence outside of that? Is it easy for you? Like, I don't know if you've got a family and that, but is it easy for you guys to have families and still work the band?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I live in Nashville, Tennessee, so it's pretty easy to do it here. I mean, if I lived in a small town somewhere in America, maybe not so easy, but Nashville is such a big city and it's full of so many famous people that really no one really bats an eye at me. So, yeah, it's pretty easy to be normal here.
Yeah. So then, well, it took, was it 5 years between albums this time? So do you guys start thinking about what the next album's going to be now, or do you wait a couple of years for that?
Well, it depends. You know, it really depends on the situation. I mean, as of right now, we're still doing press for this one, and we haven't even started touring it yet. So we're definitely not really thinking about the next one yet, but it's in the back of our mind.
Well, then if you had to, which you do right now, sell me the album, what would you say about this new album from your point of view, from the band's point of view, to get us to listen to it?
You know, I guess the way I would describe it is it's a mix of our very first record, The Better Life, and it's kind of a culmination of everything we've ever done. It's really not, you know, I'm not a real good salesman, so I can't really talk you into checking it out, but I can just say that for me, it's a mix between the way that we started and the way that, you know, more of the first record and more of the last record kind of mixed into one.
All right. Awesome. I shared one of your new tracks the other day, the In the Dark, which you've got a video out for. I also shared Kryptonite at the same time, and I had a listen to them both, and like I said, Kryptonite was on the radio for years here, just constantly, and it's a great song, but I didn't realise till I listened to them both that actually, you know, you can tell that it was a fresh band at that time. Like, you can tell how much you've changed and matured, even though your music's not that different. You know, it does sort of sound similar, but it sounds a lot more matured and produced and all that.
Yeah, that's the kind of the idea. That's what you really want to do. You really want to just kind of, you know, you want your music to develop and the band to kind of develop over the years, but we're not really changing the way we do things, and we're not reinventing the wheel, and we're not changing genres, you know what I mean? So
yeah. Well, do you have to play Kryptonite at every show?
Yeah, I mean, that's what people want to hear. That's one of our biggest songs. I mean, if the band doesn't play their hits at a show, what's the point of going to see them?
Yeah. Yeah, and you guys, well, you do have the album Us and the Night out now, and you are about to set off on a pretty major tour around the US for the next few months. And, well, despite the fact you're talking to Australia, you don't have to say Australia. I want to know the truth. Where is your favourite place to go to and play? And is it because of the crowds, or is it because of just the city?
I like Germany, and the reason I like Germany is because of all the different things. I mean, it's the crowd, it's the culture, it's the country, it's, you know, I love everything about it. And at all the places I've been, that's my favorite place to go. Awesome.
And then, well, like, when you take your family on a holiday, do you actually go somewhere, or do you prefer to stay home with them?
I don't really go on vacation because I travel so much that when I'm home, I don't want to travel.
Yeah, so home is a holiday.
Home is the holiday.
Awesome. And, well, what do you do outside of the band? Do you have any other particular skills or, you know, creative outlets or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm a music producer. I produce other bands and songwrite for other artists, and I have a recording studio that I do a lot of recording there, and, you know, that's kind of where my creative outlet.
So music is your life?
It is my life, yeah.
Awesome. And you're very blessed, I guess, that you get to be able to live that life.
Very lucky.
Yeah, awesome. Us and the Night is out now, and people can actually find you at 3doorsdown.com, and on Facebook you are 3 Doors Down. And I hope you have a great tour, and I know it's very early in the cycle, so it definitely won't be until 2017 that you get out to Australia, but I really hope you do get out to Australia in 2017.
Absolutely. Me too.
Awesome, thank you. Is there something that we haven't said that you wanted to be said, like that you want people to know?
I just want people to know how much we appreciate them and tell them thank you for all their support over the years. We really appreciate it. We can't do this without them.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And we do look forward to seeing you in Australia, hopefully not too far away. And people should definitely go out and grab hold of the new album, Us and the Night. I've had a listen, and on my first listen, Living in Your Hell was the one that actually I think I liked the most.
That's a good song. I like that too.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great evening over there, and I look forward to having you talk to you maybe when you're heading to Australia.
All right, well, thank you, Kat.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.